Microphone check. Comment section. Microphone check. Microphone check. Comment section. A very good morning, dear viewers. Sorry, very good evening. It's only good morning if you're perhaps watching from somewhere in West Africa. For the rest of the continent, it is still a very good evening. Now, I want to beg your pardon. Today, we are not going to be having full commentary. We shall, for most of the match, not be having any sound whatsoever because, like you may hear now, there is very heavy copyrighted music being played here in the background at Club Machana Bar and Grill in Nairobi. That said, we are having a money match, a rematch of action that happened 3 days ago, which was followed up by a war words between both of the players. That is STANFORD GRIEVEN. Gente actually it happened about 5 days ago when he won in a money match with a relatively big score against Tanzania's Abdullah Hussein. Hussein is the guy on the table. Inter is the guy that played the previous shot, the guy that leads by 8 frames to 4 in a race to 21 for the consequence of 3,000 US dollars. I also want to apologize, especially for you who are our usual Facebook following, that I cannot risk a Facebook stream with this kind of copyrighted music playing in the background. Facebook is so harsh regarding copyright infringement. 8 frames to 4, it is Inte of Malawi and Big Girls in the lead. He won the previous match. Then there was also victory for Abdullah, for his friend Ishmael Mtetwa over the same Abdullah Hussein. And after that match, in a post-match interview involving Ishmael, Ginte did mock Hussein. When Ishmael said that he wanted to play more matches against Dula, Ginte said, he just grabbed the microphone from myself and said, Ishmael, don't be greedy. I want to play Dula as well. You beat him, I beat him. We share the money. He has chance of not sharing the money but taking it all to himself if he can be the first person to 21 in tonight's race for 3,000 US dollars. Look at that. He's a very quick thinker. He also has some of the finest sporting prowess on the African continent. The guy who became the first ever African player to be nominated and named after winning the Sportsman of the Year award in a sporting country that is called Malawi. Inter will be putting the last yellow on the table to the corner pocket bottom left, and then cue ball to bounce off the left cushion in close proximity to the black, which he'll be cutting into the side pocket to extend his lead to 5. It's now Inte 5 and Jula 4. Every time that the play will not be going, I will be muting just to keep the stream safe from copyright infringement. And welcome back, guys, as Hussein pulls on back from the tournament that has been happening today, which has been played for two rounds. That is round of last 64 up to the round of last 16. The chairman's Easter Cup. It has been called. Just a reminder of some of the results of action that has been happening today. Maybe the more renowned results. David Njane Bike. I'm talking about him because he only arrived this morning from China, where he has been participating in the World Chinese Hairboy Championships. I think he was eliminated in the round of in the third round. He was able to defeat the renowned results in the first round. It's most especially Kelvin Fikoti, one of the tournament favorites, being defeated in the first round by Jeremiah Naido Ganda. Ginter defeated Brian Simiyu in a decider by 9 frames to 8. There are three ladies participating. All of them were defeated in the first round. Saif Hamad through to the round of last 32, which had some of the following results. David Njanebike qualifying into tomorrow's round of last 16. Same applies to Moses Kimani. Those are Kenyan internationals. Innocent Sami defeated Joseph Kasozi, while Ishmael Mteto defeated Stephen Mann in the same round. Ian has been through to the round of last 16, as well as Ibrahim Sejemba, his fellow Ugandan. Same applies to Rashid Wagaba, who, by the way, defeated Ginte by 9 frames to 7. Brian Kiptalam, one of Kenya's finest, through. Abdullah Hussein, the guy that you're watching, is through to the round of last 16 tomorrow. Then Kennedy Lusaka through, Hapat Mukesa through, Saif Hamad through after defeating John Chalo. Amadeus the Tanzanian through, and the biggest result of the first round, perhaps the biggest result of the tournament so far, was the Ugandan 14-year-old Rwanda kid Jackson Asiku defeating the tournament favorite Jeremiah Naido, and quite convincingly, by 9 frames to 5. Now these are the fixtures in tomorrow's round of last 16. An all Kenyan affair between David Njanebike and Moses Kimani. And then a good game between Ishmael Mteto of South Africa, one of the favorites, and Innocent Sami. But from a neutral perspective, it will be just fair if Ishmael won this competition. He's the guy around whom most of this event has been evolving. And then Ibrahim Sejemba to take on Boniface Karanja. Then whoever will win match 37, I think that one is being played between Ding Doro and Dan Pase will be taking on Ian Kazbe. Dog City versus Brian Kiptalam, good game that one. Kennedy Lusaka versus Abdullah Hussein, the guy that is putting yellow now. Saif versus Herbert Mukesa, good game. And Amadeus versus Jackson Asiku. In the meantime, Tanzanian international Abdullah Hussein is winning another frame to pull one back to make it a very tough fight if Ginte is to take him down for the second time in a row. Ginte 9, Hussein 6, race to 21 for $3,000. It looked like skill that was fully misused by Hussein. He should have played with too much power, not only to find the black, but also hopefully stand a chance of putting it in a combination shot as he played his last yellow on the table. Gente pretty much has a very bad reds frame, but you will never know. You are looking at one of the most gifted players on the African continent when it comes to simply shooting a ball on target. In my opinion, he can be second only to Jerry, simply putting a ball. There are so many other very good shooters, but Gente and Jerry, it's just my opinion, are in their own class, just shooting on target. And now Hussein is, look at here. If he doesn't find the block, you get the feeling a free shot and another visit will be just enough for Gente to win the frame. And by the way, more of the management team of the Snipers Club from Dar es Salaam are stepping into the venue. We have Omari and we have Mr. Makamba, all watching in support of Hussein. The promise to Hussein was 5 races against Ishmael so far. He's played 3. Maybe there's still more business, 2 more to go. Finds the black, doesn't put advantage into. He's likely to play off cushion. The red that is at the corner pocket is playing one that is in space, must pot. Pots easily, moves the cue ball off the cushion into a pair of reds and plays them into space. Just one little shot that could very easily win the frame for the Malawian. He will have to play the 2 reds that are so close to each other, first putting both of them to the same corner pocket, this one with backspin cue ball a little backwards. He now has to play the cue ball either with backspin, try and put one of the 2 yellows to the side pocket right, which is what he's doing. The position of play of white is very good. His potting power is very good. His game reading is very good. He's played himself a little out of the cue ball here after the contact between white and red, and he is intending to play safety, hide the white behind the red. Just look at Hussein, but very ineffective. Hussein has full sight of the black, and with the chance to put it most likely to the corner pocket bottom left. There's also the option of the corner pocket bottom right. He will want to go for the bottom left. He aims for a 7th. There he comes. A very important shot this. Abdullah Hussein versus the black. It is in. Composure, concentration, criticism all at the same time. Stanford GRIEVEN, Gente 9, Abdullah Hussein 6. So the members of the Mchana Pool fraternity have surprised their boss, the chairman, who is here watching the action while playing some frames. When it clocks exactly midnight, the DJ played the birthday song. It's actually his birthday. They just sang for him happy birthday, and it was all a very good moment. A moment as good as it could be for Dula if he could win this frame, because he started to get worrying close to Gente. The bad undoing for Dula last time round that the 2 players faced off is that when Gente took the lead, The lead became so big for Dula to surmount. In fact, he made a lot of mistakes, missed a lot of balls. He also scratched a lot on the break. Today, for the frames that Ginte is winning, he is really having to work hard for them. Maybe for Ginte to win this match, it will be harder than it was the last time round. And Ginte does not, in quotes on the pool table, respect the Tanzanian players. There have been other players who have been wanting to race with him, of course, like Kelvin, like Dog City, like Jerry. Ginte just said he wants to finish the Tanzanians. For him, it is his hustle against the Tanzanian players. And by the way, there is another match that is happening on another table between Joseph Kasozi and Steven Jackson. They are racing to 21 for 2,000 US dollars. The Ugandan Kasozi is leading by 4 frames to 1. Remember, in that one, just over 1 month ago, they faced off in a race to 21 for 2,000 shillings. Sorry, $2,000 in Dar es Salaam in Tanzania. That match was won by Dula by 21 frames to 20. Sorry, by Jackson. I want to beg your pardon, by Jackson. Of course, I've been streaming a lot of Dula for the Tanzanian players. Maybe he's getting a little into my head this time round, as the other remains pretty much a dead ball. More money matches should be coming up. By the way, there were many matches that were organized between Jackson Asiku, the kid, and some Kenyan players. Since then, they have told me that they are not open to business for Jackson Asiku anymore. And those ones are led by Ivan Zikiprotich, my friend. I told him that I will not spill the secrets on the live stream, and I've hopefully not. STANFORD GRIEVEN going for clearance number 10 to get himself into double figures for the very first time in the match. He has a series of 2 pairs of yellows so close to each other near the center pocket right and the corner pocket top right. As he goes for the clearance, now putting 1 yellow, playing the cue ball into another, moving it closer to the corner pocket at the bottom right, playing another yellow now with backspin. Cue ball drawn backwards in position for him to put the second yellow close to the one he has spotted to the same corner pocket he potted the previous. He has always been known not to be a very good racer. Maybe this tour is proving something else, because just 3.5 weeks ago, he won a race against Ishmael. A decider it was, after losing another decider. Just 5 days ago, he won another race, quite decisively against the same guy he's playing against. And it's now, after 15 frames, another is won by Ginte. That was a classic of a clearance from the Malawian sportsman of the year. STANFORD GRIEVEN, Ginte 10, Abdullah Hussein 7, race to 21. from the performance of Gete that we are seeing so far. I don't even know why. And you're listening to someone that spends a lot of time with these players. Most of the senior players don't consider him a good long racer, but this clearance and the previous, he has played too much pool in just 2 frames. He's extending his lead. It is now Ginte 11 and Hussein 7, and the race is 21. Just 2 frames. And good enough, you're watching from the YouTube stream. It was a lot of pull in just 2 frames, and he's already more than halfway through the journey if he's to be the first to 21 frames to take home the $3,000 US. Frame number 19 out of 21 to be broken by ABDULLAH, who is now equal or level in terms of number of matches won in this tour compared to number of matches lost. He won twice against Ishmael, then lost once against Ginte, and lost another match against Ishmael. 2 matches won, 2 matches lost out of 4 matches played. Now breaking frame number 19, aiming at the pyramid. Puts 1 red on the break. The spirit of the balls is not that good because of the pile-up of 2 yellows and 2 reds near the corner pocket, top right, where the cue ball is close as well. And as his managers are watching, 3 of the bosses of the snipers team, or who are as well 3 of the bosses of Tanzanian pool in general. Joseph Kasozi leads by 4 frames to 2 against Jackson Steven, the guy that is nicknamed the last bullet. Still 11 frames to 7, a 4-frame gap is opened by Ginte against ABDULLAH. And by the way, this match was supposed to be played at about 8:30 between 9 p.m. East African time. And of course, rightly so, the tournament director, who is Maxi, did advise not to have the match at that time in order not to overshadow the ongoing tournament, which in my opinion is very good reasoning from the tournament director. Hussein was preparing to start the match at 8:30. When he was told that the match could only be played at 11, he said, "No problem, I will wait. I have nothing to do. That guy has my money." Unfortunately, now the guy that has his money is playing like, instead of returning the guy's money, may want to take even more. He told Ishmael not to be greedy. It's as though Ginte himself is greedy. Another shot of too much greed from Ginte. Shooting like he's possessed, as though he has some issues with the landlord. He can be a joy to watch. He needs to put the 2 reds left on the table to the diagonal corner pockets, that is top right and bottom left. His keyboard will be in question here. He could get snookered. I'm not so certain he has sight of the red from this camera angle. Maybe he does, but it has a relatively big cut. Oh, he's playing it off 2 cushions. Let's see how it goes. 1, 2 cushions. Will he find the red? I think he does. I'm not so certain he did. Perhaps he did, but only just. Surely now Hussein will be winning this ongoing frame. You don't let it take a 5-frame lead. That will be leading so dangerously. The Tanzanian came with too much form. The level of play when he was defeating Ishmael twice in the first 2 matches for the combined pot of $7,000 US was performances of class both at Jamlock and here at Mchana. And clearly he's going for the frame. Hussein wanting to play the cue ball round. The second yellow as he puts one. Now the cue ball is in a position where I can decide to start with any of the two yellows that have the cue ball in between them. Starting with the top word yellow first, a little backspin on the cue ball. That will do as he rolls yellow now to the center pocket right to create natural white for the last yellow, which you will want to roll right against the cushion into the corner pocket bottom right, and the black is there for the taking. Here comes the Tanzanian. Critical shooting here. He must have sight of the black and must spot the yellow, which he does. He really knows how to play cushion drives. Rail drives are perhaps his biggest element, biggest weak strength, sorry. And Dola wins frame number 19 after utilizing a miss from Ginte. The finish from Dola was very satisfactory. Abdullah Hussein 8, Stanford GRIEVEN 11, rest to 21 for 3,000 US dollars. Just in case you may have thoughts, after Ginter took a 4-5 frame lead that Dula is out, you now have an answer. The Tanzanian is pretty much alive and does stand a chance as good as any to win the match and reclaim his 3,000 US dollars monies that he lost that the two faced off the last time round. 11 for Ginter and 9 for Abdullah Hussein, raised to 21 for 2,000 US dollars. Ready to shout out to you as I also attend to your queries. I hope the internet is okay. Ali Mokoina, you want to help you with any sound, even if it couldn't be commentary. Yes, I really do understand that it is very boring to watch video without any sound. But when the music is as loud as you can now hear, I can only keep the sound on when I'm commentating because during commentary, the voice of the commentator confuses AI not to recognize the song. The video then remains safe. Just Jose, you're thinking about Gente Fields when playing Hussein. He's very confident, Ginter, that he is a better player than Hussein. And this I can tell you, Hussein is very confident that he's a better player than Ginter. Now, this is rivalry, this is beef. This one I can tell you. Uncle Mark, thank you for watching. Mokuka Mwando. You missed my comment. I don't exactly know what you mean. And Taino Denny, I don't know what you are saying. You are calling me out. And Moyengo Nixon, you said this game is being played late night, streamed without commentary. You are going to doze off. Please don't doze. Charity Andrew, you said Caesar was knocked out in the first series. Yes, it hasn't been a very good outing for Caesar in the Ultimate Pool Championship, but hoping for the best when he takes on Tom Cousins later in a money showdown. Firstly, liking, thanks for watching. Asking if Ian Kazim is still in Nairobi. Yes, he has played 2 matches today in the tournament and has won them both tomorrow. He shall be participating in the round of last 16 of the ongoing Chairman's Easter Cup Championship at the venue. Charles Babins, thank you for watching, and Tino Dene reminding us to like the video. Tito Tanoi, I think you've gotten the update. Ivan Federa, thanks for watching. Guys, I didn't know that before the last shot was played when Herbert was playing against Kelvin, the internet got a glitch. That frame was won by Herbert. It is now Abdullah Hussein 10 and Stanford GRIEVEN 11, raised to 21 for 2,000 US dollars halfway through the match, and it can pretty much be anybody's game. For those that are only now just joining the stream, Abdullah Hussein has won 3 frames in a row to come within 1 frame of Stanford Given. The consequence of this match is the loss of $3,000 for whoever will not be reaching 21 frames. Just 20 are left, and each of them needs 11. It is now an official race to 11. Dear viewers, there is chance that Hussein could be equalizing here. And I'm only saying an official race to 11 as though I am assuming he's equalizing, where it will be instead a race to 10. The Tanzanian has to put yellow to the corner pocket, bottom left, pass the keyboard off the cushion a little, and will be potting back to the side pocket on the right. Amid this chance from members of the Tanzanian management team, most especially Omari and Makamba, saying first black sinks it and equalizes after a very tough fought time, winning 4 frames in a row after going 4 frames down. Race to 10 now. Abdullah Hussein 11, Stanford Given 11. And yes, Moses Ndema, you said that Kelvin and Herbert Mukisa, who won in the race to 9, they didn't play against each other. The race to 9, by the way, that is an ongoing tournament, not a money match. Kelvin was beaten by Jerry. Then Herbert won 2 matches and will be into the round of last 16 that shall be played tomorrow. If I'm not mistaken, I think he's playing against Saif Ahmad or something. And yes, Moyengo Dixon, thank you for watching. Seguya Vincent, thank you for watching. 11-11 race to 21. Also ongoing, by the way, is Joseph Kasozi leading by 6 frames to 2 against Jackson Steven. That one is the Ugandan Kasozi attempting to pay revenge against Jackson, who defeated him in Dar es Salaam just about 1 month ago. Here it is 11-11 as Dula returns to the table. He's one of the more fancied players in East Africa. Very widely talked. He's always one of the first names every time a major African Cup has been organized, be it in Zambia, at Billiards Cafe, be it at Queens in Bulawayo, be it at Q Masters in Arusha, Q Masters in Dar es Salaam, at the Grand Mchana in Kenya, at Timbuktu in Eldoret, at the World Heibo Championships in China, at the Ultimate Pool Championships in Dar es Salaam. His name is always there. Nowadays, a renowned name, not just in Tanzania, but also on the entire African continent. The Tanzanian is still on an open table, wanting to make a clearance that could grab for him, caught with ease with one of the yellows. Position tricky right in front of his opponent's red. The yellow that is at the corner pocket, top right of the screen. And the venue for this action is Mchana Pub and Grill in Nairobi. As Hussein manipulates the clearance, wanting now to play the cue ball into the red, close to the yellow, open up the yellow, go for the clearance. The cue ball was misguided in terms of movement. The pot was okay, but clearly Hussein will not be celebrating the shot that he played last. Tanzanian players Amadeus, Saif are watching this match together with Innocent Sami, all rooting for Dula, as Abdullah Hussein is nicknamed. Tino Denia is asking how Mukako is doing. He's training to see if he can ever get to beat me in any race, but of course that won't happen. Selata George, you say every time Dula breaks, he's always spotting a yellow at the right pocket. I'll try to be observant of this. If it's the case, then it will be a strange scenario. IBK Ibrahim, thank you for watching. I love Caesar. Chetty Andrew supporting the live stream. Moses Kuburonje. And what could Dula do here? There's the yellow that's in between a red and black near the center pocket on the right. It is portable to that same center pocket. There is also another yellow frozen against the red. just around the area where there is the black spot. And it will not be easy for Hussein to win the frame by finishing the yellows with his ongoing visit of the table. And if he plays some of the yellows and puts them, if he doesn't finish the frame, he will leave a lot of space in between Ginter's reds, perhaps to create an opening for Ginter to take the win of the frame and grab the lead for the third time in the match. The umpire waves the two fingers, indicating a foul. Of course, Hussein knows he played red first. As a chase of free shot, Ginter will be playing yellow into red, drive the red towards the corner pocket top left, and then perhaps go for the clearance. He's choosing instead another shot, playing the red that is closest to the yellow near the side pocket on the right, and rightly so. Playing now the red close to yellow to put to the corner pocket top left. It's now starting to look tricky as the reds are getting less on the table. Kondwa and Kachari, thank you for watching. Appreciating the stream. You're watching from Lilong, where the capital city of Malawi. Oh, of course, supporting Ginte. Thank you for watching. Brother Ginte is a very, very big name in Malawi. He's a star. He's the reigning sportsman of the year in the country. He really want to put the last red on the table, then manipulate the keyboard simply to have sight of the black. Try put it to the side pocket on the right. I think this will do. A long forward frame is once again being won by the Malawian. Stanford, GRIEVEN, Ginter 12, Abdullah, Hussein, Dollar 11, rest to 21 for 2,000 US dollars. 12 frames to 11, dear viewers. Gente is leading, but leading only just. And he's watching under the company of his new boss, that is Big Kills, is deciding to move to Kenya. Has been involved so much in African pool only passively. This tournament is the very first that he's there at the venue. He has also been signing players almost virtually under his management, but have perhaps been talking on phone or something and online. Today he has gotten to meet, and yesterday for the very first time his players, that is Jerry, Herbert and Siku, 4 of them got to play against each other, and the youngster won. This one has no youngsters involved. It's 2 mature professionals taking on each other. Now Hussein will want to portrait, move the cue ball to the bottom end of the table, the whole length. It is a little bit too much distance. The cue ball is played into the yellow, remains touching the yellow. Red is still portable, though Abdullah would have wanted the cue ball to move a little bit more towards. He can cut it sharply into the corner pocket bottom right, and the cue ball moves towards the direction where there is the black. He does exceptionally well in this case. The Tanzanian is equalizing again, utilizing a near miss, a narrow miss from Gente. The frame is won by Abdullah. It is race to 9 now. Abdullah 12, Gente 12 in an actual race to 21. And yes, special shout out to, well, DB, you think Abdullah is disappointing you? You are not serious. Someone has fought back from 5 frames down. Now he's drawing. I think he's representing you quite well, most especially the last 45 minutes or so of the game. And thank you for watching as well, Vincent Seguia and Thomas Tembo. You say you're watching in Iran. Far away. Where are you getting the internet? 12-12 between Dula and Gente. Race is now 9. I'm not so certain where they're taking all this time. Maybe they are waiting for the umpire to run the frame and then proceed with the action here at Mchana Pabanville in Nairobi. Now that is this one thing that Gita has always done so well. He just plays his opponent sometimes out of hope when he wins frames that he makes look so simple, because he's enormously fast. He uses almost no effort in winning the frames that he does. Like you can see this one. If you compare the frames that have been won by Abdullah, they have been clearly having Abdullah put in a lot of effort. For the ones that Inte wins, they are by 13 frames to 12 with 16 frames left to play. And Vincent Seguia, thank you for watching. You want to give me a Kenyan first passport? I would love to. This place is nice. also developed, and those of you that like partying, the weekends this side can be crazy. The people are always happy, and they seem to be having money to spend. For instance, this place, because there is a pool tournament, it has been having a 1,000 Kenya shillings entry fee, and people have just been entering, and they don't even care, just to enter and watch their favorite stars shoot out against one another. The break of frame number 26 has been a foul after a scratch from Gente. Another opportunity to Dollar to equalize again in the encounter. Remember, the table remains open after a scratch on the break. It will remain open as well after the next shot is played, because it is a free shot and it doesn't determine the groups that the players take in the frame. Here we go. The table is open with Abdullah Hussein having the cue ball in hand. For the choice of official, he seems to be playing red. I'm not so certain he will want to play reds. Maybe play one red, create gap for him to put the yellow. He's played red into yellow and has putted the yellow. The table is still open. Maybe he will want to go for the reds. He could as well want to go for the yellows. In fact, all of the tables, perhaps yes, all are in space. All of them are portable, besides maybe one, the red that is just behind the black. But yes, Dola is making up his mind to go for the reds despite, and that will be red that is behind the black is as well portable off the yellow that is close to the cushion bottom right of the screen. Actually, it was even going indirect, creating an even bigger opening for the Tanzanian to win the frame, make it an equalizer yet again after 26 frames played. How good will his next shot be? Of course, he'll want to put the red close to yellow to the corner pocket bottom left, bounce the ball off the bottom cushion, and then move a little upwards into another red, with one red potted and another potted. But Dola will be a little too unfortunate here, because the cue ball has rested too close to one of his reds. You get the feeling potting that red in a direct shot is close to impossible. As now Tanzania starts to fear, Malawi starts to expect that maybe a frame that was on the verge of being an equalizer for the Tanzanian could be having his counterpart, the Malawian, grabbing a 2-frame lead to try and get himself even closer to the magic number 21. That will also come with 3,000 US dollars. And for a recovery, a very good recovery that is. Abdullah Hussein finds one of his reds off the cushion and puts it amid his happiness chants from members of his management team. That is snipers in Dar es Salaam. And you really hope he does finish off this one to make the very good shot that he played as he put it red off the cushion for him to make it count. And it is Dola now having to put black to the corner pocket bottom right for the equalizing frame after 26 frames. Dear viewers, it is STANFORD given 13 and Abdullah Hussein 13, rest to 25. Just in case you are only now joining the stream, this one is one of those, I will call them impromptu money matches. And one time Eden just posted on his Facebook page that the best money matches are those that come without being prepared, because they bring about what the players are really up to, what they can really do without having to play mind games and too much preparation and too much organization, everything. Just they call it to the table, money is put aside, and then the match happens. So this one sees Ginte potting black prematurely in the worst executed shot of the match so far. 14-14. Race to 21 is now officially race to 7. We have in the meantime been having a tournament today that has had 64 players participating from 7 countries. The Chairman's Easter Cup will be in its second and final day tomorrow morning. And we shall be starting at about 11 a.m. East African time. $14 frames a piece. It is so close, I can't even imagine who will be winning this. They are playing well enough, but you can also see the weaknesses of both of the players in the same race. And the strength of Gente, of course, is spotting balls. Only that one is clearly among the very best that the entire continent of Africa has gotten to offer. Tomorrow morning at 11 a.m., race to 9, round of last 16 in the Chairman's Easter Cup. David Janebike taking on Moses Kumani. Innocent Sami of Tanzania taking on Ishmael Mteto, the diehard. Very good game. Daniel Pasio taking on Ian Kazwe. Daniel Pasio is Kenyan, Ian is Ugandan. The Ugandan Ibrahim Sajema will take on Kenya's Boniface Karanja. Kenya's Brian Kiptalam to take on Uganda's Rashid Wagaba Dog City. That's a very good game as well. And Brian Kiptalam is the guy that defeated Caesar the last time off that there was an international competition in Kenya. That was the first round match that ended 9 frames to 8. Very good entertainment was Abdullah said take on Kennedy Lusaka, Herbert Mukeza take on Tanzania's Saif Ahmad, and Tanzania's Amadeus to take on Uganda's Jackson Asiku. As Malawian Stanford Printer wins frame number 29. Even sometimes when you think that he has given all that he has to give, when you think that Dula has the better fight, Ginte shows that he has got it within himself to win a frame. However, unexpected. 15 frames to 14. Ginte is in the lead in a race to 21. Thereafter, tomorrow we shall be having the quarterfinals and the semi-finals and the final. Frame number 30 is a scratch on the break from Ginte. Advantage Dula. And Ginte's manager speaks to him to control the brakes. But on the break, it just happens. When the kick ball goes in, it just goes in. Sometimes most of these players just hit hard. Now, when you're watching the Heibo tournament, you can realize they have that very consistent break where they aim at the second ball and then draw the cue ball maybe rightwards or leftwards, but onto the right cushion, and they just ensure that there is a good split of the balls, and the keeper bounces off the cushion and it goes in space. And when they put, there's normally a good split of the balls, and they are in position to go for the frame. For this one, you can't even tell who between Gente and Dula will come out victorious, because the match is either so close. None of them for the last maybe 35 minutes has gotten a 2-frame lead. It has been always either Ginter leading by 1 or they have been drawing. The thing that Jula has done perfectly right is not to allow Inter's lead to go. The last time out that the two matches had a money match, the two players had a money match against each other. By this time, by 30 frames, I think Ginter must have been leading with about 4 frames. He won the rest by, I think, 21 frames to 15 or something. But it could be now Hussein in the ongoing frame, leading port red to the side pocket right. He plays it off the block. I am not so certain that was really necessary, but he's okay. Yes, he's okay. Can put the two remaining reds on the table to the corresponding corner pocket, top left and top right, and the block to the corner pocket, top left. I don't even know why he's taking a lot of time thinking. Just put the red he is seeing, then get the keyboard maybe a little into the yellow, but careful enough not to slide off the yellow into the side pocket. Had it slid off the yellow, we may have been speaking a different language. But now it is Hussein on the verge of taking us into the 31st frame with the scores level. Keyboard off the cushion, just behind the red. And the rest is a formality. Tanzania's ABDULLAH is saying, pots black, and labels the scores. Inter 15, Dola 15, rest to 21, now officially rest to 6, but we have a 3 minutes timeout for Inter. As we wait for time in for Ginter, let's enjoy the last moments of frame number 6 between another 2,000 US dollars money match between Joseph Kasozi, Uganda, and Stephen Jackson, Tanzania. Remember, these two faced off against each other 1 month ago. Jackson Stephen won in Dar es Salaam by 21 frames to 20. It is now 6-6 between the two. This one I cannot swim it to completion because I believe it will be ending about at least 1 hour after the match between Ginter and Dola. I will have to return tomorrow to swim the tournament round of last season in the morning. 6 Kasozi and 6 Jackson. We are back, dear viewers. The strangest thing that will be happening in this frame could be that the Tanzanian Abdullah Hussein could be getting the lead for the very first time in the match, and it will be a very proud moment, most especially after almost the entirety of his management team have decided to fly from Dar es Salaam to Nairobi to come and see what exactly has not been going well with the Snipers, who started quite well with 3 money matches, 1 out of 4. That is 2 for Dollar against Ishmael, and then the one that I think it was Sami Innocent who won against Patrick Mwangi. Since then, Steven Jackson has lost twice, and then Saif twice, and then Dollar twice. This one could be the start of redemption for the performance of the Snipers in this long race to 21, with now 31 frames played. Tanzania's Abdullah Hussein very critically takes the lead for the very first time in the match. It is Dollar 16 and Ginter 15 with 10 frames to go in a race to 21. And thank you guys for always keeping me company. Sometimes it is so humbling. For instance, now it is way past 1 a.m. It's already Easter Sunday for a tournament that was filmed for the length of the day that was Holy Saturday. And then this battle started the same Holy Saturday, has now been played 70 minutes into Easter Sunday, with many of you having to go to church tomorrow, and yet you are still watching Paul. Thank you for supporting Africa and making streamers like myself relevant. Frame number 32, broken by Ginter. Now he will be playing under too much pressure, most especially after, unbelievably as it seemingly was, by facial expression, conceding an equalizer, getting time out, and then right on timing, losing the very next frame and losing it by break and finish. It is now the Tanzanian who needs to win the fewer frames, that is 5, while Ginter needs to win 6 out of 10, including this ongoing frame, which seems to be played very tight. And you get a feeling in terms of the touch game, the mind game, Dula has the upper hand. But in terms of the potting game, not so many people will claim to bet against it. Not so many people. Now here comes Dola again. Currently has sights of just 1 yellow ball, whatever the one that is close to the cue ball on the right. The one that is closest to the red. Whatever to the corner pocket bottom left. But how the cue ball will be positioned after the shot will be very, very critical here for the Tanzanian, who plays a little back spin. Maybe he will be playing yellow into yellow, playing the yellow that is close to the side pocket right, play it into another yellow, and move it into the corner pocket top right. That is only if he gets the target right. He may as well be tempted to go for the bank, and the bank is in, and gets himself snookered at least partially. Maybe in terms of his intention was to get the bank, not to put the yellow, but leave it back at the corner pocket bottom right. Of the two players, he seems now to be the troubled player. He's leading for the very first time in the match by 16 frames to 15, and in the meantime, Steven Jackson leads by 7 frames to 6 against Joseph Kasozi. It looks as though Hussein played cue ball off the cushion. Good enough, there is no contestation between the two players, and what can Ginter do about this? This is a very tricky frame. He has to try to win. He may have to play safety here, and he plays just a little safe enough. Maybe in between the reds, 2 of them they are, and the cushion, maybe Hussein can pass the white and hopefully play it into the yellow, simply not to foul. The umpire grants him permission to play off the cushion, perhaps signifying that he's looking totally seems wants to play, must just cap the keep around the red a bit, and he does find the yellow. 7-6. Jackson leading against Kasozi. 16-15. Dula leading against Gente. In the match that you're watching, a race to 21, it is for 2,000 US dollars. The one that you are not, a race to 21 for 2,000 US dollars. For Joseph Kasozi to try and find some redemption after himself and Saif being the only players in the store yet to have won a money match. At least for those that have been playing long races against players from different countries. Here comes Dula. He will now be having the black in mind. And the members of the Tanzanian team are already enjoying and dancing and celebrating. They may start to believe that victory is coming home. Abdullah Hussein is normally so good at putting balls by Ray Drive. That is one of his biggest strengths. How good will he be this time? Very good. Luck is sunk. Abdullah Hussein 17 and Stanford GRIEVEN into 15, rest 21. Once again, dear viewers, Tanzania's Abdullah Hussein is leading for the first and critical time of the match. And the lead is now relatively healthy by 2 frames. If he can win 4 more before Ginter does win 6, and then Abdullah Hussein will have reclaimed 3,000 US dollars from the 2 that were won by Ginter about 5 days ago. And it will perhaps be very painful for Ginter and maybe his fans, most especially that Ginter really opened up a war words against Abdullah Hussein after he lost against Ginter's friend, that was Ishmael. And even by facial expression, Dula is taking this personal. He's not just playing against Ginter, he just wants to beat him. With now 2 reds left for the Tanzanian. Maybe to play one by bank shot to the side pocket bottom. It is in my opinion, was risky play. He needs to have maintained sight of the red that is in space enough. The bank is not always the most dependable shot. but he will try. It looks off. It's in. Cue ball in as well. And I just think the problem guilty as judged. And as a official, Guilty has played now all of his 6 yellows in space as he contemplates a pattern that should take him to the figure 16 for him to need to win 5 out of the remaining 9, perhaps remaining 10. Oops, remaining 11. Still some way to go. It's actually 10 frames to go. 9, I'm sorry. I hope I don't lose my count. 3 yellows on the table for one of them, maybe all of them. He may want to put to respective center pockets, left and right. Maybe try and put one of the yellows to either of the corner pockets, top left or top right. That is the yellow, that is top one of them 3 that are on table. But maybe the Malawians' intention is to pull or put all the balls left on the table besides black to either side pockets. That is at the center. This one is a little difficult. Off 3 cushions, pinpoint perfection. He will put yellow, play the cue ball into the black, roll the black against the rail. Perfect. The rest is a formality. Even with the rail drive from this kind of range, Inter will never ever miss. The white is safe. The frame is 1. Abdullah Hussein 17 and STANFORD GRIEVEN Inter 15, rest to 21. And after the tournament, that shall be climaxing tomorrow, which is perhaps today. The Chairman's Cup shall proceed into the team event that shall be played on Monday. A one-day event it shall be. Teams racing to 13 on 4 tables, quarterfinals and semi-finals, and the final. Some of the teams that will be participating, that is the 3 Muchana teams, that is the Knights, the biggest team, the Gladiators, the second biggest team, and the Morons, the 3rd biggest team. Also a team from the Kasarani area, Kasarani Pool Club, that is on the outskirts of the city of Nairobi. There is also the Snipers team, that is the Tanzanian team at the venue. And then the Big Girls team to make a 6th team. There is another team that is called Danger, that is managed by a Ugandan, but it has also a Zambian and a South African player. Then I think I'm forgetting another team, but it will be action that will be happening this coming Monday with the winner taking home 250,000 Kenya shillings cash prizes for the top 4. For the singles tournament, the winner shall walk home with 150,000 Kenya shillings and top prizes, cash prizes, sorry, for the top 8. 17 frames to 16. Abdullah Hussein in the lead. His opponent Ginte is on the yellows. And if he can maintain a pattern well, could win this one to equalize in the match, to make it likely he could win, and also importantly put Dula under pressure. What can the Malawian sportsman of the year do here? He will want to put yellow across the white to the corner pocket, bottom right. Cue ball played well enough for him to cut another yellow into the side pocket right. It is a miss. Not just a miss, a big chance for Dula to take the frame away, to win yet another, to come within 3 of the victory, try and stand a chance of redemption of money, most especially after losing out the last 2 races to respective players, Ishmael Mdetwa and Ginte himself. He gets to put a red at the corner pocket. Dula has just one thing in mind: finish the frame once and for all, and do it now, and take his lead to 18 frames to 16. Now on 4 reds. The red that is close to the bottom of the screen is a little problematic. It will be why not. The other 2 are spacious enough for Dula to put them with ease, and he'll start with them. And now go for the moment of truth. How he will be putting red, how will he be moving the cue ball towards the bottom right end of the table, maybe the bottom left, because the would be remaining red is portable to the bottom right. Off the cushion, he moves it all the length of the table and off 2 cushions, and perfect. Not only perfect in terms of the pot, the movement of the white ball, but also the fact that there is a natural position between white and red, that if he puts red to the corner pocket bottom right, he can as well play the cue ball into the black, split it open, pot it, and win the frame and extend the lead. Here is the shot, to be effective only if, in my opinion, the cue ball is played into the black or yellows close to the black, unless the black is passable into the center pocket on the left. Critical time here, critical thinking required, and the ability to perform under pressure. Here comes Dula. Will he get the cue ball into the black? Yes, he does. Very good. Getting closer and closer and closer to redemption. His management team asked him to calm down. They are already tipping him. Maybe they believe that he's already getting to be a champion. That is his manager. He's a very generous guy when it comes to those monies. Inspiring Dula to finish the frame, to come within just 3 of the victory. That will as well come with $3,000. Dula versus the black, and it's in. Abdullah Hussein 18, and STANFORD GRIEVEN 16, arrested 21 for $2,000. And the news, dear viewers, there is double joy for the Tanzanian fans. You can probably hear them in the background. After Joseph Kasozi led against Jackson Stephen by 6 frames to 2, Jackson has won 8 in a row against the number 1 ranked player by the Pool Association of Uganda. In that one, the score is 10 frames to 6. It is Jackson Stephen in the lead. In this one, maybe Abdullah Hussein will be coming within 2 of the victory. This time round, by break and finish, wanting to put the last red on the table to the corner pocket bottom right, and then black to the side pocket on the right, as it takes a very deep breath to make a very big shot to come within 2 frames of the very big money. Dula on to the black now, which he will never ever miss. Trying now to come within big closeness of victory and redemption and $3,000. Dula 19 and Gente 16. Money's tips are in order from his management team. That is Snipers. He's within 2 wins, 2 frames of the big victory. This side, it is 6 frames to 10. It is Stephen Jackson leading against Kasozi Joseph. This side, it is 19 frames to 16. It is Abdullah Hussein leading against Stanford, GRIEVEN, Ginte. And it is very clear now that Ginte is the out of sorts player of the 2. After at one time leading by 4 frames in the match, it is now him trailing by 3. And yes, the rest is 21. Dear viewers, we could be having one of these players needing to win just 1 to confirm victory of the 2,000 US dollars. He's on the verge of making it to the magic figure 20. The Tanzanian fans are already celebrating. They believe victory, money, redemption, revenge are all coming to Dar es Salaam. It is Hussein versus the red, which is 16. The pot of the black will give the Tanzanian a 20th frame. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now Abdullah Hussein 20 and Stanford GRIEVEN 16 in this race to 21. If Ginter doesn't win 5 frames in a row, he will have succumbed to the loss of 3,000 US dollars. And the celebrations are already starting. They are already dancing. They are already up on their feet. They know that this is their victory to lose. Abdullah Hussein once again 20 and Stanford GRIEVEN 16. If he wins this frame, Abdullah, it will be the very last of the match. How good will it be? It is a scratch. Ginter has a fighting chance, at least in this ongoing frame. If he is to mount what will be an unlikely victory, he must start with this and perhaps start it by reverse dish. The table will remain open irrespective of what he does. And yes, the table is open. He will want to go for the yellows with one thing in his mind: finish them all and the black and win a 17th and play another frame. 20 frames to 16. Nowhere to hide for Ginter. Abdullah said, even when the time of this match was pushed from about 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. East African time, after playing his second round of the tournament, he said, I have no option. I will wait for as long as I'm told to wait because that guy has my money. Maybe Abdullah is being vindicated here because maybe, like I said, Ginter is on the verge of returning his money and with the profit. Because last time out that they played, if my memory serves me right, it must have been a 2,000 US dollars pot. Today they are playing for 3. That would mean that if Hussein won, it will be already profit. But it is Ginter winning frame number 37. He's down but not yet out. He's pulling one back, puts the black and makes it 17. Stanford GRIEVEN 17, Abdullah Hussein 20. Here comes another chance. By the way, so confident is Hussein. It doesn't mean that Ginter is completely out of this match. He still can, though I think Hussein is still the overwhelming favorite for the victory. A 3-frame lead is big enough, and just to make it worse for Ginter is that any frame that he loses him victory of the match and 2,000 US dollars and revenge that he would have succumbed to. One thing he's making me happy about is that he's not lost his touch, he's not lost his confidence, even when the match is completely out of his favor. He has 3 reds on the table now. The one in between them all will be played first. Clearly, it will what he do. He will be worried about the position of the black touching his opponent's yellow. He will want at one point to play the black open. It will be his best chance of redeeming the ongoing frame. He will be playing maybe the ball that is bottomwards of the 3. White is not natural. He will not be finding it easy if he's to go for a clearance of this ongoing frame. If he were to go for it now, the Malawian playing top spin, cue ball off the cushion. Maybe his intention was to play it into the black or the yellow cross the black, but maybe the shot lacks a little bit of spin on the cue ball. He may want to play another shot with similar intention. Maybe not. By the way, maybe black can pass to the corner pocket bottom right, but from my camera angle, I think it cannot. He needs to pull out something. Black is pretty much a dead ball. If he puts the red, and maybe misses the black, maybe that could be the last shot he'll be playing in the match. From my camera angle, I don't think black can go into any of the pockets in a straight shot. Maybe somehow play to open up the black. His intention is to have a left cut into the black, try to put it in the corner pocket bottom right. It won't be easy because of the existence of the yellow. It was always going to be difficult. He tried his best to put the black, but Ginte's best was not good enough. And now you are looking at a clearance that is highly likely to win for Abdullah Hussein. $3,000 in redemption for the loss of the money match that he played against the sub opponent he's having about 5 days ago. A match that saw Diola play yet another race against Ishmael the following day, losing it as well, and seeing Ginte almost dancing at his own coffin as though celebrating what was Diola's loss and asking Ishmael not to be greedy, to share Diola with him. Diola says, I accept the sharing. The sharing is now affecting Ginte the more. With now 5 yellows on the table, ever so likely, increasingly likely, that victory is going to Dar es Salaam. The pride of Dodoma and Morogoro and Singida and Kahama and Dar es Salaam on the verge of taking redemption after playing 4 money matches so far, winning 2 and losing 2. Winning the first 2, losing the next 2, but on the verge of winning a very important one that not only has $3,000, but also revenge and redemption, chance to win money. The pride of victory, try to rejuvenate the advent of the snipers team in Tanzania. He's on the verge. Cue ball is being played to pinpoint perfection. For the first time, he's playing with some bit of smile. He has to remember that he needs the composure. Already celebrating is Dola, being tipped as though the match is already done by his management team. They are already dancing. He is already smiling. He knows that it's just 1 yellow ball away, and then $3,000. He's deciding when to play with backspin. It won't matter. Victory is Dola's. The Tanzanian has had the better brain game, has had the. Can we please enjoy the Tanzanian dance? Ladies and gentlemen, Abdullah Hussein can just not stop celebrating. This is not just victory, it's not just money, it is a chance of redemption. Final score in the main match of the day. Abdullah Hussein 21 and Stanford GRIEVEN 17. I wish you a very good rest of the night. Till we meet tomorrow morning in the tournament, may the Almighty God bless you. Good night and ciao.